Every generation has that one player who doesn't just change games, he changes the geometry of the sport itself. A player so physically overwhelming, so unstoppable in motion, that the entire league is forced to redesign its defenses just to slow him down. In the 90s and early 2000s, that player was Shaquille O'Neal, a 7-foot, 300-pound force of nature who shattered backboards, bullied giants, and bent the NBA to his will. And today, that torch has been passed to a 6-foot 11-inch locomotive with the wingspan of a condor, the intensity of a warrior, and the hunger of someone who came from nothing. This is the story of Giannis Antetokounmpo, the most dominant physical force since Shaq. Not because he copied Shaq, but because he evolved the blueprint. From nothing to everything before the MVPs, before the titles, before the Greek Freak became a global icon. Giannis was just a kid helping his family survive in the streets of Athens. He sold sunglasses, watches, toys, whatever he could. He didn't have private trainers. He didn't grow up in elite gyms. At one point, he didn't even have citizenship. But he had hunger, drive, a relentless desire to lift his family out of struggle. When scouts first found him, he wasn't the monster we know today. He was skinny, raw, and almost awkward, but strangely fluid. He had length, coordination, balance, and the if he ever grows into that body, potential. The Milwaukee Bucks saw it first, and when they drafted him in 2013, everything began to change. The skinny rookie Giannis's rookie season didn't scream future superstar. He averaged just 6.8 points, looked more like a lanky wing, and played quietly in the background. But the league made a mistake. They judged him by his stats, and not by what was happening inside his body. Because Giannis was transforming in real time, a science experiment with sneakers. Year by year, he evolved. He added strength, then confidence, then aggression. His frame filled out. His shoulders widened. His steps grew longer. His Euro step became a weapon. Within 3 seasons, Giannis gained over 30 pounds of muscle and turned from a project into a problem, the birth of the Greek Freak. By the 4th year, Giannis wasn't just improving, he was mutating into something the NBA had never seen. Milwaukee gave him the ball, full-time, a 6-foot 11-inch point forward running like a guard, attacking like a freight train, and finishing like a center. This was the birth of the Greek Freak. His physical profile defied logic. Taller than most centers, faster than most wings, longer than almost anyone guarding him, stronger than nearly every forward, more coordinated than players half his size. And, defensively, he became the nightmare no player wanted to see sprinting at them in transition. Teams tried double teams. They built walls. They fouled him. They collapsed the paint. None of it worked. Giannis didn't just play the game, he overwhelmed it. The Shaq comparison. It didn't take long for legends to notice. Giannis is the closest thing we've seen to Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal, the comparison wasn't about style. It was about inevitability. Shaq used size and brute strength. Giannis uses size and impossible speed. Shaq crushed defenses in the paint. Giannis crushes them in the open floor. Shaq forced teams to sign giant centers. Giannis forces teams to find strong, fast, switchable defenders. Both players made coaches redesign their rosters. Both broke defensive schemes. Both turned elite NBA defenders into helpless obstacles. And like Shaq, Giannis never dominated with finesse. He dominated with force. The evolution of skill. But here's where Giannis separates himself. Shaq's game was built almost entirely on physical dominance. Giannis built layers on top of his. He wasn't satisfied being a one-dimensional force. He sharpened his ball handling. He developed a mid-range finishing touch. He became a playmaker, a defensive anchor, a transition terror, a post scorer, a clutch performer. Every offseason he added something new: footwork, strength, balance, vision, technique. Piece by piece, the monster grew smarter and deadlier. The 2021 championship run. Everything came together in the 2021 NBA Finals. This wasn't just dominance. This was destiny unfolding live. Against the Phoenix Suns, Giannis delivered one of the greatest finals performances in history. 35 points per game, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 61% shooting. Then came Game 6, the night he ascended. 50 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks. A performance so overwhelming, so iconic, that it instantly joined the pantheon of all-time great finals games. Giannis didn't just win a championship, he announced himself. And when Shaq crowned him the new Superman, it wasn't hype, it was the passing of a throne. The defensive monster. What makes Giannis unique is not just that he's a dominant scorer, it's that he's also one of the greatest defenders of his generation. He won Defensive Player of the Year by doing things players his size simply aren't meant to do. Guard point guards, guard centers, block jump shots, erase layups in transition, cover an entire side of the court in a single stride. His chase down block on DeAndre Ayton in the finals became instant legend, a symbol of his freakish instincts, timing, and physicality. Giannis isn't just a scorer, he's a two-way monster. Why Giannis is the most dominant player since Shaq. Here's why the comparison is real. Unmatched physical profile. Nobody since Shaq has combined size, speed, power, and agility like Giannis. Relentless rim pressure. He bends defenses every possession. Impact on both ends. Shaq dominated offense. Giannis dominates both sides of the floor. Continuous evolution. He gets better every year. No plateau. Champion's mentality. Giannis plays with hunger, humility, and purpose forged in hardship. He didn't come from privilege. He came from survival. And that mentality drives everything he does. From the streets of Athens to the mountaintop of the NBA, from a skinny kid selling sunglasses to one of the greatest physical forces the sport has ever seen. Giannis Antetokounmpo didn't just follow Shaq's path. He created his own. His evolution isn't finished. His dominance is far from over. And if history is any guide, we may be witnessing one of the greatest careers in NBA history unfolding right before our eyes. This is Giannis, the modern force of nature, the new definition of dominance.